This is The Art of Startup War, and I am your sensei, Brian McMahon. Now, in Season 1 and 2, I got inside the minds of startup investors. In Season 3, I brought in entrepreneurs to share their startup journey. Here, in Season 4, we combine both, so you can hear investors critique the investment value proposition of individual companies. You're going to hear how investors make decisions to invest in startups, what makes a great entrepreneur, and how billion-dollar companies are built. So tune in every Tuesday, 10 a.m. on all the major platforms. You can empower your tribe by sharing the podcast, and remember to subscribe, rate, review, and leave us a comment. Good morning, it's Tuesday, it's Brian. You are at The Art of Startup War. And I'm here with another wonderful entrepreneur who has built an incredible product. The company is called SportsChic, and I got Karin here. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Happy to be here.
So we've had many interactions in the past.
Yes.
Many interactions. I always loved your product. I remember you gave one to Sophie, our resident little tennis star over here.
That's right.
And she absolutely adored it because she said, normally when I'm going to play tennis, it's very hard to have something which looks really chic and nice where I can put my laptop in there, but at the same time, I can put my tennis racket and my gear and everything else. And it suddenly made me think this actually is a pretty major problem more for women than for men. But actually, I just got myself a really nice bag. So like for guys as well, but definitely for women. It's a no-brainer for women, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And is that how you came up with it? Was this a personal reason you came up with
so
the problem?
original concept came when we moved from Seattle to Marina Del Rey. And I started playing tennis outdoors all the time, which I loved.
Yeah.
And I met...
It's the best sport, isn't it?
It's fabulous. And to be able to play outside all the time is wonderful.
Right.
So I went to the first ladies' clinic, and I met all of these enhanced women, beautiful, and they were carrying their designer bags, and then they were carrying really crappy nylon, dirty tennis bags, paper bags, nylon, whatever. And so I said, what's the story here? You spend so much money taking care of yourself and your look. Why do you carry a bag like that? And they said that it would be too much work to take their wallet and their glasses and their car keys and use it in another bag and transfer it. So I said, why not create a bag for both on and off the court? And that's where the idea began.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And did you design it yourself?
Everything. So all of the bags feature thermal easy access pockets for hot or cold drinks.
For the drinks, right?
Right,
So if I have a cool drink, it will stay nice and cool in the side. I can see that.
Which was important for tennis, but it's important for everywhere because you can carry your juices, you can carry your special requirement drinks. A friend of mine carries her insulin in the pocket, and also waterproof nylon lining. So if you go to the gym, you can put your dirty stuff in and it doesn't matter. Yeah,
and that's all on the inside, right?
Right.
Okay. And then did people start asking you for bags and then you made it, or did you make 50 or 100? Talk us a little bit through, because there's a lot of people, there are two types of people who listen to this podcast. Number one are folks who are looking to invest in companies because they see a return on investment in the future, right? So we're going to be speaking to them in a couple of minutes. First of all, though, I want to speak to the folks who are looking to start up their own business. Mm-hmm. And starting up a product business is very, very, very difficult because there's a lot of logistical moving pieces. Where do you get it made? How do you get it made? Where do you get the material? How do you make sure you get it made for the right price? Take us through a little bit that early part of the journey, because a lot of people look at these bags and they think, oh, that's nice. That's really beautiful. Well done. It's like, no. It's actually a lot more than that. This is an incredible feat. Even getting to the stage of manufacturing it, getting it ready, and putting it into retail.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So I designed the first backpack, several iterations made out of cutout paper bags.
Right.
And tape and staples and everything. And then I started looking for manufacturers. And of course, being in the U.S., you want to be a U.S.-made company because that's the hottest thing going today in sales. And I couldn't find anyone that did this level of quality work. If they did, they only did leather, and I specifically wanted to do vegan bags.
Right, beautiful. Well done, you.
And so I went to Alibaba and shopped and found different factories and sent them the sample drawings and got quotes and ended up working with one. I'm no longer working with that factory, but I'm working with the account representative.
Uh-huh.
And the biggest issue is quality, because when you're not there, when they're manufacturing, things can happen.
Right.
And so that's something that I'm still working with. And
But I know the quality for the bag that Sophie uses is absolutely phenomenal.
that's because I inspect every bag.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have an amazing garage business going on right now. So thank you for removing me from that for an afternoon. Yeah, every bag comes in, I take it out, I inspect it. Sometimes it has to be tough, cleaned up a little, and then I package it, put my card of approval in, and it's ready to go.
Okay, beautiful.
So no returns. I do not have any quality. If I have had a quality return, it's a misfit thing that happened, like a strap suddenly came out. But it's a one-off deal.
Yeah, but the bags themselves, they don't get returned because they're perfect. And I can speak to that 100% with Sophie, with the bag that she had. And then talk to me a little bit about the different lines you have. So you have the bag that I know, which is it's like a rucksack, but it's very elegant and it's very nice and it's got the pockets in it.
Right.
What else did you build and why did you go for the different lines?
Okay, so I'm going to quickly answer your original question, which was how did I go about producing this? So the manufacturer, I originally did 500 pieces, which is nuts. And I found sales reps.
Explain to people why it's nuts. Is it nuts because it was too many pieces or too few?
Well, ultimately it was too few, but I was in the process of finding sales reps across the country for tennis while the manufacturing was in process. And the manufacturing cycle for first-time product, shipping it to the States with import duty is 3 to 4 weeks for the manufacturer, 4 weeks to come in. So I had 2 months to find sales reps, which I did. And I got into Tennis Warehouse during that time with samples.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. And now I'm in Tennis Express. And so I just was very lucky that I was able to push very hard and quickly. And
so how did you get into Tennis Warehouse? What did you do? Was it a cold call?
No, I have my sales rep for California had Tennis Warehouse as a customer. And I was fortunate enough that the bag buyer was brand new, which is always a good thing because people that have been doing it for too long get jaded. And they're like, yeah, no, we don't need a new bag. But she was new and she was young. And thank you.
And you need a little bit of luck. But I do find the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Right.
So you went through, you got a good rep. Your rep had contacts within some of the main chains. Makes a huge difference because really retail is a relationship business.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So back to the question about the current lines. So the original bag, which was the Play All Day backpack, morphed into the XL backpack, which morphed into the Maxi backpack, which is what's on the market today, that I manufactured in May. Along with that, I manufactured a Midi and a Mini. So the Midi actually carries your iPad or 2 pickleball rackets.
Perfect.
And the Mini is just
What is it with this pickleball? They're out there taking all of our tennis courts. I'm telling you, there's going to be a tennis versus pickleball war.
Oh, yeah, it's like on the slopes. Definitely. It's
right? They come out, they come to our public courts.
It's
all you pickleballers out there, I'm watching you.
Yeah, it's going to be ferocious.
But for you, it's great, right? Because for the pickleball, actually, it's even more elegant, right?
It's just picking up, yeah. And then the tote line was introduced in 2018. That is very popular for yoga as well. And women are coming around to realizing that they're just great bags for everything, for travel, for going to work, for moms, for keeping your formula warm with your babies. And the newest bag, the Midi Tote,
which is beautiful,
launches in January. And so
it's more of an over-the-shoulder bag.
Yeah, over-the-shoulder bag, but with all the consistent features of the interior lining, the thermal, and then the interior lining that is waterproof.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And how much do the bags sell for?
This is $99.
$99 for the over-the-shoulder bag, and then for the backpacks?
The tiny one is $89. This is $119 and $149.
So very reasonable. And what about how much money do you make on these things? Now we're speaking to investors. So what investors are saying is, okay, wow, she's shown she's got tenacity. She built something which people want. You've had sales. Did you sell through your first run? Actually, let's stick on that for a second. How did the sales go?
The sales, I've sold through 6 runs of product.
Whoa.
Yeah, and right now,
And how are you selling through? is it through Amazon or
no,
online?
Amazon isn't good for an unknown brand because you can't compete with how Amazon works, and you can't force any kind of brand recognition because you can't put collateral in the boxes or anything. So I did that, and I found that my ad spend was exceeding the income, and so I cut that off in 2017.
You're not wrong.
And
So what was the best for you?
what the best is going to be is online sales. So I've just begun doing Google ad shopping in the
Right.
last 4 months, and I need to increase the ad spend from $1 to $5 to $10,000 in the next 6 months,
Whoa,
so that
you're
I
going
can
hard. This is good, though.
so that I can grow the business, because that's where the money is. That's where the margins are. Because wholesale, you're only marking up, you're selling at 50% cost. And
Yeah.
it's a no-win situation, especially when you get into big box, which I'm not against doing, but I don't have the financing to do. But in big box, you have to really have a lot of money to back up all their requirements.
Oh, you do, and there's plenty of returns, especially when you go for the
It's
Walmart
it's a
types.
mess. It's a mess. So
And the margins are low.
and the margins are low. So that's why the Google ad shopping is the most important thing. And interestingly, if you Google SportsChic, Tennis Warehouse and Tennis Express are going to come up first before my website.
They will. It's a conundrum.
And it is a conundrum. And so that's where the importance of the Google ad spend is. And anyway, so that's what we're working on.
Fantastic. And then so margins are good on the product. What are the margins, like 60%, 65%?
For direct, they're 75.
75. It gets even better. And then where do you see it going in the future?
So
and are you looking for investment?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So in the short term, I'm looking for investment to aid in the Google ad spend.
Yeah.
If I can reach 120,000 in online sales, there are banks that will help with more ad spend.
If you get to 120,000, okay?
Yeah. And I'm at.
By the way, Brex are really good at this as well.
Right.
You should try Brex.
Yes. I'm at $150,000 revenue this year.
Good for
but
you.
That's wholesale. I mean, it's a very small margin of online. And next year, I want to do 120 to 150 online, and then continue with the wholesale sales going up to 200.
You're looking to double revenue.
Yep. Yeah.
And then the following year, I'm guessing double revenue again and
Absolutely.
again and again. And then what can the business grow up to?
Well,
Give us a vision of 4 or 5 years in the future.
So
does it stay as bags and rucksacks, or does it evolve into something else?
It's really an active lifestyle brand, an active fashion brand, and the directions are, well, there's certainly more bags that I have coming out the pipeline in the next months, but it's definitely a lifestyle brand where you have all the things that work for travel.
Yeah.
The accessories, all of which goes with scarves. It goes with the traditional thing that all of the brands that began as bags do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But your water bottles, your exquisite travel items, and clothing is essentially where I don't see it being any different than where Kate Spade began.
And that's what's so interesting about the space I'm in. Many of the investors, we had an event which you kindly donated a bag to Parkinson's for on Wednesday night, which was awesome. 2 bags. But we have not put the second one up yet. We are
you did put one.
We are holding it for a whole month, and during the month we are then going to get lots more people to donate because we really like Parkinson's and we really like where it is. But I love the fact that you offered it up straight away just because we said we want to have a really nice prize to be able to put out there. But a lot of those investors who came out are very focused on technology products.
Right.
And they're focused on, for many of the right reasons, but there are inherently very big risks in there. And the right reasons are they can scale very quickly, they can become very big, they can get lots of users, and they understand the space. But what they don't realize is that these lifestyle brands that get built can turn into beautiful companies with great revenue with hardly any dilution because it starts turning into profitable businesses after very few raises,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
sometimes even one. And I remember when I was over in Dallas and I met the lady who invented potpourri.
Potpourri.
Potpourri. And she's worth many, many, many hundreds of millions of dollars through making our restrooms smell just a little bit nicer.
Isn't that fascinating? So one of the first potpourri people,
Yes,
because potpourri is everywhere.
yes. But she was
The
the
number one.
first.
Yeah,
She was the
fantastic.
first. So it is about like this whole space for all the investors listening. This is about capturing ownership of a brand in the same way that she captured ownership of Potpourri, for you to be able to take these sports elegance bags, which by the way, I've never seen anybody capture before. I've been around a lot of tennis shops over a lot of years. And if you said to me, Brian, have you ever seen a really elegant, beautiful sports bag? Not really. Most of them are like your Nike type sports bags,
Right.
which they feel very sporty. There's nothing wrong with them, but they definitely don't feel like something that you can take out to the bar or the restaurant afterwards.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I think it's very smart what you're doing right now. So okay, I want you to finish the visualization. I want you to tell us 4 years time, you're speaking to an investor, you're sitting there in the living room of the investor and you say, okay, I have these bags. I've built the business up to this. I understand the manufacturing and the business build. I understand the revenue because I'm doing it right now. We've got phenomenal margins. So far, we've sold out of 6 runs. If you invest X amount of money into me, this is the return that you will get. Hit me.
So what percent?
No, how much money do you need?
Oh,
And then
sorry.
what's going to happen with the business?
So I already said
Which, by the way, can turn into a percentage. Because so,
Right.
for example, if the business is valued right now at $2-3 million, and then you sell it in 5 years' time for $30 million because of the revenue that comes in, then they can work it out. It's like 10 times return.
Right. So as I indicated, in the immediate future, I need the ad spend money.
Yeah.
So that's 50,000 in the first 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and then another 50 to carry across the year.
Right.
In the by Q3 or Q4, we'll be looking for at least 500 to 1.5 million to start scaling the company, to be
Okay.
able to pick up, first of all, staff, because I have an assistant that works 12 hours a week,
Right.
and that has to change. There has to be a VP of sales, someone that really knows what they're doing, because that's not me. I mean, I've gotten along as far as I've gotten, and I'll continue to
Well, this is where you fill your skill gaps. What I really like about this stage of your company is we really believe that companies go through 4 stages. They go through the Viking stage, which is what you've done so far, which is that
I'm a native Viking.
you're a native Viking,
Come on.
right?
Yeah.
So you do whatever you have to do at the beginning to build a strong brand and strong outreach. You go everywhere, you meet everyone, you do anything, and it's all about building. And you build with a ferocity,
Right.
so that people are more afraid of your brand if they're competing with you, that even if they've never met you before. Right? And then you move into the second stage. And the second stage is your Gladiator Stage. And that's when you start hiring really great people to do wonderful things. And if you do that, and also automation and efficiency, and you move from being just a vicious outreacher to becoming a practitioner of phenomenal logistics.
Of course.
Right?
Oh, 3PL is my dream.
And then you go to Knights of the Round Table, which means that every single person there, all of your C-suite people, are all stronger than you at their skill. So right now, what you're saying, which is beautiful, is you're taking all of the skills that will be required for the next 12 months, and you are looking to fill the gaps of those skills so that the company is strong.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I think 1.5 is what you are going to need to get yourself to that level. In the short term, though, for the $50,000 that you're getting right now, and for the next 50, I mean, can you share a little bit maybe about some of the metrics that you've had so far on some of the Google ad spend that you've seen? Because I know you said it's been encouraging already.
So once the media person got the SEO tweaked, which takes time, to getting everything, you have to work the keywords, you have to work the negative words, you have to continually change and address what you see as problems to get it to work. So since she began in October, and in November we saw quadruple sales on under $600 spend.
Beautiful.
And so it's encouraging. And we started a sale for the holidays. And on Thanksgiving Day through that whole weekend, I was packaging.
Wow. And do you have, is this just in the US you're selling right now?
Yes.
But
Yes.
you're obviously going to bring that over to Europe as well. And I'm guessing that's part of your second race.
Absolutely.
Okay. Hey, a few questions just about you. What's the most challenging part of this entire journey?
I think today it's the fact that I work alone all the time, and that I don't have as much interaction with people as I'd like to have, which is why I would look forward to working together with people. And that kind of is a lonely road. And you start, it's not that I question myself, but I mean, sometimes you feel like you're going nuts.
Right. But you kind of do question yourself, right? Because it's not like you're having a conversation with anybody else.
Right.
So it's very hard as an entrepreneur. A lot of people who are outside entrepreneurship don't fully appreciate how incredibly lonely it is as you're building a business, especially through that initial Viking stage. As you move into the Gladiator stage, it's better because you get people around you,
Right.
and you don't have to have those. It's still a more challenging conversation because you're having conversations with subordinates. So a lot of the time, the answers you'll get back are not because they're the right answers. It's because people expect that you want to hear that.
Right.
But it's still better than silence.
So yeah, absolutely.
At the beginning, you have to go through that. And what's the most wonderful part?
Well, today we donate to Cedars-Sinai Journey, Women's Journey to Breast Cancer Recovery. We've done that since the first product run.
Amazing.
And they're based in LA, and we donate annually for their December event, which is a spa event where this program is constant. They have women that are going through the program all the time because women are coming out of breast cancer surgery all the time. And it's a spa event where they treat the women to manicures, pedicures, makeup, information about lifestyle change, and we give away the bags there.
Awesome.
So I always get like little goosebumps.
No, it's beautiful because, it's the change we want to bring to the world. And one part of that change is the creative change and actually having a product that I'm pointing to now, which would never have existed if you hadn't existed on the planet. And that part of it for many people is enough. But when you can layer in the second level of actually bringing immediate goodness to people who would not see it if you didn't exist, that is an amazing thing.
And then, so since I transitioned from Marina Del Rey to Orange County, in Orange County, I found we're still doing Cedars-Sinai, but in Orange County, there's a place called Working Wardrobes,
Right.
which works with homeless people to interview for jobs, but also sets them up so that they are dressed properly and groomed to do an interview.
Beautiful. Beautiful. It makes a huge difference. Karin, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Tell me first, anybody who's looking to get a bag, we're coming up to the holiday season. Everybody's getting presents. Guys, I don't care if you're an investor or if you're just a rando. You've got a significant other who would love one of these bags. These are beautiful presents. So, number one, for folks who are looking to get a present for their significant other, how do they get it?
So just go to www.sportschic.com, and there's
Spell that for them.
SportsChic, and there's currently a 25% sale going on through the holiday.
Wonderful.
So you just need to use the code that's indicated on the site.
That is a beautiful thing. And how can people contact you, whether they are investors or whether they are potential partners?
So I'm at Karin, Karin, at SportsChic, SportsChic.com.
Beautiful. Karin, I appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that we've been entangled now for a long time. You've been in and out of the dojo, wonderful events that we've had you at. You were a great giver for the Parkinson charity. I'm sure you'll be back in and out all of the time in the future. We appreciate you. And well done on the journey. Well done on everything that you've built. And for everybody listening, I can reinforce this lady is a trooper. She will never stop until this thing reaches where it's supposed to.
Thank you so much, and happy holidays to everyone.
Happy holidays. Thanks for joining us. If you love the podcast, please empower your circle by sharing these stories. The Art of Startup War is brought to you by Expert Dojo. And remember, we invest in startups, $50,000 checks. Make sure you apply on our site if you are one of those great entrepreneurs looking to bring your company to the next level. As far as the Art of Startup War is concerned, we are back every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. So remember, check out the new episodes. If you want to find out what the investors think, check out season 1 or 2. But make sure you join us every single week.